With spring ending and summer just about here, more and more folks are firing up their grills, but you need to do it safely this spring and summer. And Barry Brickey with the Kingsport Fire Department is here to share with us more about that safety. It is important. I mean, every year it seems like we hear of a fire at a home or someone getting burned with a grill or a fire starting at a home from a grill. It's important to make sure, we want to be outside, we want to use those grills, but do it safely.
Yeah, every year there's almost 20,000 people that are injured and go to a hospital to get care from a grill injury.
Right.
And that means that there's a lot of people who are getting injured that probably aren't going to the hospital. They're probably treating themselves at home, didn't think it was such a severe burn or something like that.
Right.
But the big thing is, when you are going to be grilling, first of all, make sure your grills are in good working order.
Right.
If it's a gas grill, check the hoses, turn your gas on, get some soapy water, spray the hose. If it's bubbling, that means there's a leak, and you don't want to use it.
Yes.
If it's a gas grill or a charcoal grill, make sure that you cleaned it well before you start.
Right.
Because you can have grease-laden vapors when you're grilling, and that'll stick to the sides of the grill. And people talk about having flare-ups inside their grill. That's because there's a buildup of that grease in there, and it can catch fire and really mess up your grill and even burn your food. And we don't want that to happen.
And I think too, a lot of folks, when they first take that cover off their grill and they use it for the first time, they really don't go through those steps. But you really need to inspect that grill quite a bit before you use it, whether it's charcoal, gas, propane, whatever it is. Inspect, just do a little look through, I think.
You do. Matter of fact, I grill all year round.
Right.
But just a couple of weeks ago, it had been about a week since I'd used my grill. I went out and I opened it up to check it, and I had what was the beginnings of a bird nest inside of it.
Goodness.
So that could have caused the fire to come out of the grill.
Right.
Some of the things you need to look for too is to make sure that your grill is not underneath the edge of the house, under the eaves of the roof. Make sure it's not too close to any of the rails that are combustible or even the siding of your home.
Right.
Also, you need to make sure that you have an area around it where kids and pets can't get close enough to get themselves burnt. Because we want to have an enjoyable cookout, but we don't want anybody to get injured.
Yes, and another thing too, and you kind of brushed on it there, is making sure your grill is clean, because not only the fire safety issue, but the health issue as well. Making sure it's good and clean before you use it for the first time. Bird's nest would not be a good way.
No, it would not be.
Not be a good way to start throwing some burgers on there. So make sure about that too. But we talk about the numbers, and we talk about charcoal, and I think a lot of people, it takes a little more effort to use a charcoal grill. But I think you got to have some more effort to make sure you're doing it safely too, because sometimes a piece of briquette will be on fire and you really don't know it.
Yeah, and the thing about grilling with charcoal is that a lot of people may add lighter fluid to it, or the charcoal fluid, and sometimes they'll put it on there, they'll light it, then they'll want to add more.
Right.
Because, it's not burning fast enough. And so they'll add more to it. It'll flame up and could actually cause some severe burns or actually catch a home on fire. The best way to actually use the charcoal and get it started is with one of those charcoal chimneys.
Right.
I've used those camping. It may take a couple of more minutes than just putting the lighter fluid on there, but once you use those chimneys and you learn how to do it well, it gets those coals ready to go, and that way you can get your food cooking faster.
And we'd love to, and you mentioned it earlier, we love to have our pets around when we're grilling. I mean, it's a family affair, usually having people outside and everything, but it might be better to put your pet away while you're grilling, simply because of the heat situation.
Oh, I know every time I go out to grill, my dogs are coming out and they're sitting looking at me going, are you going to share? And so we always try to keep them away from the grill.
Right.
And anytime you are cooking, whether it's inside at the stove or if outside at your grill, it's always great to make sure you have that 3 foot of space to keep everybody safe.
And if you have a natural gas grill that's outside, or if you have a propane grill and you notice a strange smell, it's time to shut everything off and get away.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If you can smell that additive that's in the gas,
yes,
that means you do have a leak and it's not burning completely. You need to turn it off,
right,
let it dissipate, and call either someone to come fix it, or
right,
the gas company to come check it, or maybe even you take it after it cools off, check your grill the same way you would have when you first started up, with that soapy water.
Barry Brickey, we appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, my pleasure.
Hopefully everybody's listening to this will save somebody some trouble this year as far as fires and unnecessary injuries go. And folks, we'll be back with more Daytime coming up in just a few moments.